My interest is in landscape architecture, and that's kind of born out of always being around nature. Growing up, that was our primary activity really with my family, was visiting national parks, being outside, hiking, canoeing, really being part of things. And growing up, I found it really disappointing to hear about the rainforest deforestation, devastating to me, even as a 12-year-old. So I decided I wanted to do something with my life that would help the environment. And I realized as I got older that development's going to happen. It's just a fact. And I thought the best way I could help contribute to creating a good environment for everyone and preserving what we have is to be part of the development part of it. My name is Andy Elliott. I'm a landscape architect at SMMA. Everything you're looking at is brand new, basically, except for the historic stack in the back in that existing building. But SMMA started working on the Hood Park master plan around the year 2000. And since then, the area has evolved, different needs, different aspirations of the client. And in 2015, they decided to go after a pretty ambitious change to the master plan. So what we're standing in now is basically the fruits of our labor. So what's been built so far is basically Hood Park Drive. It's the main road here. We basically carved this road into what was surface parking lot before. What's started to crop up here so far is a lot of green spaces. I think they've been using green spaces as kind of a catalyst for the rest of the development. What you see kind of in the background there is a major space called Hood Plaza, which SMMA designed, completed construction last year. I feel like it's still a work in progress, but it's done. So in the Plaza, a main feature that we've always carried on from the early days of the most recent master plan is the idea of water and really having a major water element in the park. Back in history, before this was really developed as usable land, it was a mill pond. So it was usable another way, and it was connected to the Middlesex Canal system. So that kind of water reference we wanted to bring back into the design, so it's always been part of the plan. And what we've created in the back here is basically, we call it the pond. It's our interpretation of a mill pond with the building rising up out of the pond water. It appears like the building is straight up against the water, just like an old-time New England mill pond. The next space, the one that we're standing in right now, is actually we're standing on top of a building. It's part of 6 Stack Street. It's a building, and it's also a landscape combined in one. In the SMMA master plan, the design was executed by offshoots, landscape architects who are here today as well. I always try to preserve existing vegetation whenever possible. We worked very hard in the plaza to save a bunch of existing trees to create shade and lower the heat. We wanted to use all native plants to help the local animals and have an environment that they feel comfortable in. Of course, they ate most of it, but I'm just kidding. They did not. It was a learning curve. We did find out what rabbits like to eat. First and foremost, we wanted people to feel like they were welcome, like this is a space they're allowed to be in. This is very much a private property, but the idea is to make the public feel welcome, because we feel like the public is actually what really activates the space and makes it come alive. And I think that was a real vision from the owner as well. So we wanted to put elements in here that would draw people in and make them feel welcome. Like water feature, there's also an interactive water feature that people bring their kids to play and push the button and everything goes crazy. And there's pop-up events that have been programmed by the client, like there's a beer garden going on behind me right now. They have a market on Wednesdays that comes in. They have food trucks, various festivals, things like that. So We really wanted to design the space to be able to accommodate all these things to make the public welcome and also make it an attractive space for tenants. The greatest reward I've had so far for doing this is seeing people use the space and it just being part of the city. If you came here in 2015, you'd see just a sea of parking and a guard shack. Now, there's a street and a sidewalk, bike lanes, and people having a beer on a beautiful summer evening. That is the best reward.